Hi, I'm Tom Mayenknecht, host of The Sport Market on Team 1040 and TeamRadio.ca. Nobody can question that having NHL players competing in the Olympic Winter Games is good for hockey. There is no grander international platform for the game than to share in the worldwide television contracts and exposure that come with the Games. There's no question having NHL players there is good for the IIHF and the IOC. The true question is whether having NHL players at the Olympics is good for the NHL. In my books, I believe it is very much in the best interest of the league as part of a global marketing strategy to have the very best players in the world engaged with the 5 rings. I've never suggested that it should be done on any terms or at any cost, but I've often questioned the way the NHL and Commissioner Gary Bettman have approached the issue. In my view, they've done so without a clear vision for what the NHL wants on the world stage and what they want for hockey globally. Hockey Canada CEO Bob Nicholson is right to suggest that there should be more explicit benefits to the NHL, both tangible and intangible, in order for it to continue releasing its players to compete in the Winter Olympics, including the next Games in Sochi 2014. Yet more than anything, he's right to suggest that those benefits do not need to be expressed purely in dollar terms. He is right to encourage all parties, the IOC, the IIHF, the NHL, and the NHLPA, to negotiate a partnership approach to keeping hockey, and the best hockey, as part of the Olympic Winter Games. The best long-term partnerships are never all about the money. The best partnerships reflect shared goals and honor each party's long-term interests in a win-win fashion. There's a win-win possible in this case. It's possible if the IOC and in particular the IIHF open the doors to some degree of nominal cash compensation, as is done by FIFA in the World Cup, along with a more reasonable approach to media and content sharing. Even those concessions are more likely, however, if the NHL comes to the table with a clear global marketing strategy and a positive tone towards its continued participation in the Olympics. There's a time to be hardcore and coy, and a time for principle-centered leadership and positivity. That could help get an early resolution to keeping NHL hockey players on the program for Sochi 2014, and you know what? Even help the NHL in its renewal discussions with U.S. broadcaster NBC, which has a vested interest in both the Olympic Winter Games and the NHL brand.